We've talked in the past about the fact that we live in a mind and not in a world. And it's one of my favorite things to talk about, really. One, because it's made life very manageable in that sense, and it has also shrunk a lot of my deeper problems and struggles in understanding that, in realizing that I'm dealing with thought. I'm not dealing with objects and relationships and conditions and whatnot, that I'm dealing with thought, that all of those things are composed of thinking, and that it's by thinking that we end up in these states of perspective that we get caught up in life and get bothered by these ideas that we project. They take on a life of themselves, and it starts dictating how we interpret and how we see and how we experience. But I'm going to read this page to you. And I would encourage you, do whatever you want, of course, but I would encourage you, don't cognate, don't analyze or think about it or wonder, is this true or is this not true, or don't think about it. Let it wash over you and consider the residue when you're finished. So don't bring it into the mind and take it apart and wonder about it, or think about implication. Just hear it with an openness to it, and let it wash through you, and leave an idea behind, leave a feeling behind, and see what that is. So the questioner comes to Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, and he says, "Are you ever glad or sad? Do you know any joy and sorrow?" Because he's heard about this man of steady wisdom that has that equanimity. So he's asking, is that, it seems boring to most of us, right? And so do you ever feel any of these things? So Maharaj says, well, call them as you please. To me, they are states of mind only, and I am not the mind. The questioner, is love a state of mind? Maharaj, again, it depends on what you mean by love. Desire is, of course, a state of mind, but the realization of unity is beyond mind. To me, nothing exists by itself. All is the self, all is myself. To see myself in everybody and everybody in myself is most certainly love. Questioner, when I see something pleasant, I want it. Who exactly wants it? The self or the mind? Maharaj, the question is wrongly put. There is no who. There is desire, fear, anger, and the mind says, this is me, this is mine. There is nothing which could be called me or mine. Desire is a state of the mind, perceived and named by the mind. Without the mind perceiving and naming, where is desire? Questioner, but is there such a thing as perceiving without naming? Maharaj, of course. Naming cannot go beyond the mind, while perceiving is consciousness itself. Questioner, when somebody dies, what exactly happens? Maharaj, nothing happens. Something becomes nothing. Nothing was, nothing remains. Questioner, well, surely there's a difference between the living and the dead. You speak of the living as dead and the dead as living. Maharaj, why do you fret at one man dying and care little for the millions that are dying every day? Entire universes are imploding and exploding every moment. Am I to cry over them? One thing is quite clear to me. All that is, lives and moves, has its being in consciousness, and I am in and beyond that consciousness. I am in it as the witness. I am beyond it as being. Questioner, well, surely you care when your child is ill, don't you? Maharaj, I don't get flustered. I do what is needful. I do not worry about the future. A right response to every situation is in my nature. I do not stop to think what to do. I act and I move on. Results do not affect me. I do not even care whether they are good or bad. Whatever they are, they are. If they come back to me, I deal with them afresh, or rather, I happen to deal with them afresh. There is no sense of purpose in my doing anything. Things happen as they happen, not because I make them happen, but it is because I am that they happen. In reality, nothing ever happens. When the mind is restless, it makes Shiva dance. Like the restless waters of the lake make the moon dance. It is all appearance, an appearance due to wrong ideas. Questioner: well, surely you are aware of many things and behave according to their nature. You treat a child as a child and an adult as an adult, do you not? Maharaj: just as the taste of salt pervades the great ocean and every single drop of seawater carries the same flavor, so every experience gives me the touch of reality, the ever-fresh realization of my own being.